Widening up across our collarbones and reaching our fingertips down towards the earth. Let's lift our left heel, just see how that right foot's going. Do some circles here on this ankle. And then the other way if possible. Oh, I don't know if it's possible. We'll put that foot out now, flex our foot, and then open and close. Checking in with that hip. Now let's tap that toe down, out to the side, and bring it back behind us. One more time, let's bring it forward. Maybe tip back a little to the side and to the other side. So notice what this other knee is doing, right? It's keeping us steady. We're working on that. And we'll do the other side. Let's do some ankle rotations. If you guys have nothing to do on the 24th, I've got a donation class for breast cancer on that day at 3 o'clock or 3:30 if you feel like coming down. I keep forgetting to tell everybody. Let's bring the foot out. And I'm not teaching it. There's another instructor teaching it, and she's amazing, and I'm going to actually do the class. Let's point the toe, little lean back, bring it out, straighten up, and then a little lean forward, forward. Let's bring it forward, over, and back. Good, warmed up that hip. Let's bring our hands to our hips and do a few figure eights. So figure eight out this way, and then out that way. Coming back to the center each time. Love it. All right. Let's move into our flowing mountains to warm our shoulders. Now, if you're taking care of your shoulders, you could shorten your levers just by reaching with your elbows instead of your whole hand, or we can have that full extension. So take notice of how you're feeling today. And if it feels okay, closing our eyes and starting to connect with our breath. A big, beautiful inhale up and an exhale down. Modifying if needed or if that just feels better today. We could be seated on our chair for this one if we're in a seated mountain. Let's reach up, palms facing towards me, and hinge at the hips. The palms now face towards the mat and they reach back behind us. Back up, sweeping up. Exhale, hinging forward. Flowing through our airplane now, all on our own. Think of really extending through that spine, maintaining a small bend in our knees to protect our lower back. If you're taking care of your shoulders, plant those hands at your heart, but still focusing on that extension of the spine forward and back. We can stay with this one or start to put that whole forward fold in all the way down and all the way up, with or without our arms. Well, not that you don't have arms, but you could use your arms or not use your arms for this one. And if your back is feeling good, it's feeling healthy, strong, a small back bend at the top, only if it feels nice. Sweep to sky, big circle. And sweep to the floor. Meeting all the way up, grabbing a hold of our right hand, tipping over to our left. Pressing into that right foot and a nice stretch. All the way up over to the other side. All the way up. Let's bring our hands in front of us, separate our shoulder blades, tuck our chin in. Breathing in, out, and now breathing in, lifting up the arms, lifting up the chin. Breathing out, a little tuck and a separation. All on your own. Let's just flow through this. Check in with those shoulder blades as they separate. And then they come back in towards the spine. Whew, tight shoulders today too. Me too. Last week was a doozy. Let's bring it back. Hands come back behind us now, opening up across our chests. So you don't have to clasp them. You could just actively reach for maybe an imaginary ball back there and open across the chest. Maybe you fold. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do what feels good for you. If you feel like you get dizzy a lot by folding, then we stay up. Let's all sweep our hands up to the sky. Bring our hands to our heart, lengthen through our necks, and step our left foot back. Left goes back. We turn our toes out towards those top edges of our mat. The chair could be here in front of you, or the chair could be back behind you, whatever works for you. Bending our knees and shifting our hips back. And up we go. We can stay with just the legs today if you're honoring your shoulders, or add your arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, slide those elbows back behind you, stretching across your chest. Shifting the hips back like we're sitting back on a bench back behind us, or just reaching for that bench. You can stay here with your moonflower flow for your hips, or turn it into a sunflower, a hinge forward, up and down. Other modifications can be on your chair, wide leg, going forward and back. We'll be straightening out our legs, reaching our hands in opposite directions. So star pose. Reaching our fingers out in opposite directions. And then for some work on our balance, we'll take the weight onto the left foot. Inhale there. Exhale, moonflower. Inhale, shift. So whatever feels good for you. If you're long ways on your mat, you've got a little bit more room to move so that you can step wide. And then that big challenge for this one, if we close our eyes, step really mindfully, your mat is there. It'll catch you. I hope it catches you. Last one. Let's step back up to the tops of our mats to flow through our chair pose. Our knees are facing forward, our toes are forward, breath up. Bend our elbows, bend our knees, sweep to sky, and shift back. Now, if you'd like to, you could keep your arms forward if you want a little more sensation for your back. But if you're taking care of it, hands at heart, and we just do the legs. We'll hold it down here, grab a hold of our knees, and move through a seated cat and cow, tucking our chin, our chest, and then into our cow. So modifications or options, go right down to all fours and do your cat and cow down on the ground, or take a seat on your chair. So do what feels good for you. All fours, or here, just one vertebrae at a time. Straightening back out, reaching up. Let's bring our left arm forward and our right. So if you're on all fours, you can stay there and you'll do your spinal balance, reaching one arm forward and the opposite foot back. Whoops. And we go down and then the other side. So we're trying to keep this arm up and then other way. Oh, I'm doing the same sides. It works way easier this way if I just do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right? No, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. Okay, just do whatever you want. We're marching to the shoulders. Spinal balance is a lot easier on the floor, I think. All right, let's make our way back up to standing, and we'll go through just a flow for our legs, our warriors. Let's step our left foot back. So we're still in our warm-up phase. Let's bring our hands here. Our back heel is high for this one. Our left knee is, or your right knee is bent. As we straighten out this right knee, we're pushing away. Maybe we go drop down that heel. Back down. Push. So if you're taking care of your knee, maybe a shorter stance and just a back and forward. I have no coordination today. One of those days. It's okay. It's good. It's good. Let's bring the other one forward. So what we're doing is just straightening our leg, pushing away, bending our leg, bringing it back, straightening and pushing, bringing it back. Amazing. There we go. We'd find it somewhere. Now we'll have a nice big lunge, put our palms up, or we've got our backside on our chair, or we're holding our chair. Now, as we straighten, our palms are coming up. It's trying to sink straight down. So think of taking those hips down. I know our body makes us go forward just a little bit, and that's okay. Just trying not to put that front knee in front of our toe. Switch sides. Oh, that's a good warm up. Other foot goes back. As we straighten, our palms come up. As we bend, we open. And if it feels okay for us, we close our eyes or we keep them open. Great job. We'll bend that front knee and step to forward fold. We're holding onto our chair. A little bend in our knees here. Let the head be heavy if possible. Halfway lift. So think of the back and the chest pulling you up as we gaze in front of our feet and roll the shoulders away from the ears. We're looking in front of our feet, a couple feet in front of our feet, nice, beautifully long, extended necks. We'll bend our knees, come into chair pose, bring our hands to our heart. And then our hands to our sides and straighten out into our mountain pose. Wonderful. So let's move on to our sun salutations, just the top half of our sun salutations. If you need a drink, of course, go ahead and grab a drink. If you ever forget your water, there's cups back there. You can help yourself to cups. Okay. So if you've got your chair, it's anywhere you want it to be. Big, beautiful breath up. Take your time. So this is called a sun breath. It's a half of a sun salutation. Big breath up. Exhale halfway down. Back up, reach up for the sun. Gather that energy, forward fold towards the earth. Halfway lift, strengthen your backs. Fold again, breathe out. Sweep up, gather the energy. Reach for the sun, exhale, chair. Back up, breathe in. And our mountain pose. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, halfway down. Hinging at our hips, looking in front of our feet. Back up, breathe in, straightening our legs. All the way into your forward fold. Head is heavy. Halfway lift, breathing in. Exhaling, folding again. Sweeping up, gather the energy, reach towards the sun. Chair pose, exhale. Gather that energy towards heart. Inhale, back up. Exhale to mountain pose. Our mountain pose is nice and strong with our legs engaged. Let's do a few more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, halfway down. All the way back up. Breathe out, a full forward fold. Let the head hang. Halfway lift, breathe in, strong core. Exhale, fold again. Sweep to sky, breathing in. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to mountain, and we've got one more sun breath. Inhale up. Exhale, dive nice and slow. That whole exhale, 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 pause. All the way up. Inhale, 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 pause. Exhale, fold, 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 pause. Halfway lift. And then fold again. Press into both of our feet and sweep all the way up. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Amazing, meet in mountain. There, our little salute to the sun. Let's stretch our wrists out today. So whenever you want a little more option or a little more activity for sensation, you can close your eyes for this one. Let's tuck our thumbs in and do some rotations. Let's lift one foot. There we go. We'll bring our hands to our hips and work towards bending and straightening this leg now. Grab that chair for balance. Let's hold it out, hold our hands back out and go up and down. So palms face the ground, down and up. Bring it down. Other foot goes forward and we're bending and straightening. So there's a stretch, then there's an engagement of this quad. Palms will go out as we hold the leg out, up and down. Really good movements to do with our wrists to keep them healthy. Palms face the ground, out and in. Clasp them together, put that foot down, and some little rotations. I'm not even going to attempt to go the other way today. I'm just going to go whichever way we're doing. Let's lift up. If it feels nice for you today, lifting up those heels. And then heels go down. Bring it forward. Inhale, lift. Whoa, exhale down. Few more on your own. This is a good stretch for your traps up here, if you have tight ones, and then back down. Amazing. Okay, up one last time. We'll bring it down. All right, let's roll those shoulders back a few times. So we're pretty warm. Time to move on with our strength portion. If you've got your chair, choose what side you want to use it today, either to sit on or just to use for balance. Okay, we'll do lots of movement today. We're going to be nice and warm. Let's step our right foot forward and our left foot back. Right into warrior two. So the left heel's going down, the hips open, and then we open up across our hearts. Our right knee is bending and tracking towards the middle of our right foot. If it feels okay, we start to soften through the shoulders. Our palms are facing down for this one, reaching. And maybe the eyes close. And we see what's happening within. Anchoring our breath. We're anchoring to our breath. Breathe. Feel and listen. Turn our palms up. Straightening out our front leg, reaching our palms up and touching them together at the top. Still pressing into both of our feet. Now bringing the palms to face the front of the room. They're open. If you want to give me a big hug, reaching our right arm forward and hinging down into triangle pose, bringing the front hand down to the inside of your shin or your chair or a block underneath your hand. Breathe. If you're taking care of your shoulder, tuck that arm back behind you. You can still focus on keeping the chest open. Let's exercise our neck a little bit today, looking up at our top hand, forward, and down at our bottom foot. Meeting it back in neutral, looking forward. Then looking back down at our foot, lifting our back heel, stepping into a lunge. So we're just shifting forward into our lunge, maybe our chair's here. We can continue to hold onto our chair or rise up into our lunge position today. Breathe. We'll bring our hands to our hips or the chair. Draw our back foot in. Heel goes down into pyramid pose. So we want to keep a little bend in this knee. It's soft, but those hips reach back. Our head reaches forward, and we find our pyramid pose here or on our blocks. Or you could keep your hands right at your hips, stretching our back calf, our Achilles. Breathe. Letting go of any competition this morning. Our peak pose today is Warrior 3, transferring the weight onto that right foot, lifting the back foot. Warrior 3, my youngest son's favorite pose. As a modification or option today, bending and straightening that leg. Forward fold, exhale, bring those feet back up, and we fold down. Halfway lift, breathing in, folding, breathing out again. Inhaling, sweeping all the way up. Exhale to chair pose. And we'll flow one chair and one airplane pose to warm those hamstrings back up. Up, a chair. If there's another vinyasa you want to do right now, that's just a flow with your breath, you can, of course. Remember, this is your practice. I'm just here to guide you, give you options. You can do other things. Last one. We'll meet in our mountain pose, hands by our sides. Bringing the left foot up to the top of our mat, stepping our right foot back this time. Heel goes down and we bend our left knee and we open up into our Warrior 2 on this side. Breathe. Softening through our shoulders, actively reaching through our fingertips. Breathing. Pressing into both of those feet, softening the jaw. Closing our eyes if it feels okay for us today, or keeping them open. Let's turn our palms up, straightening out our left leg, bringing our palms together above our head. Let's flow now. Bringing it back down, bending the knee. And then inhale, straightening the knee, bringing hands up. Exhaling, Warrior 2 with palms up. Inhaling, coming up. If you're taking care of your shoulders, bring your hands to your heart. Think of bending and straightening your front leg. Beautifully done. Let's meet up, straightening our leg and now opening our palms up towards the long wall, reaching your left hand towards the front of the room and hinging down into triangle, sorry. Your left hand going towards your left calf and your right arm either reaching up or tucking that arm back behind you. Breathe, feel and listen again. Looking at our front foot, lifting our back heel, our peak pose, our warrior three, shifting the weight forward. Either our chair or even a wall in front of us. The toes pointing down towards the mat. And an option today to bend and straighten that leg. Pressing into the heel of our foot. And forward fold, exhale. Let the head be heavy, just hanging out there. Halfway lift, breathing in. Folding, breathing out again. Sweeping all the way up to the sky. Feel the length. Extended mountain pose. Exhaling airplane, and we'll hold our airplane pose here. We feel a stretch down the backs of our legs as our hands are reaching back. Turning our palms towards our thighs and bending our knees, coming into a chair pose with our hands reaching down and our crown reaching up. And folding, exhale. Halfway lift, we find that breath in again and fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, bring our hands to our hearts. We'll be stepping our left foot back, moving into goddess pose, bending our knees. We're turning towards those windows, shifting the hips back, or even sitting on your chair. Let's open up across our shoulders. Let's bring our hands to our thighs today. Shift, I'll turn this way. Shifting our weight over to one side and lifting up the other toes, and then the other way. Think of sliding your backside along a bench behind you, sliding it along. Wonderful. Let's straighten out, tick-tock our feet together, just walk them in, make our way back up to the top of our mat. Good practice. Well, we're not done. Big breath up. We'll be doing pigeon pose today. Oh. So pigeon pose can be done seated or with the assistance of a wall, of course. So we'll flex our right foot and bring it up above this left knee. Then you'll be bending that left knee. So some modifications, a really good way to, while you guys hang out there, if you're on your chair, you've got your regular pigeon, or you put a block underneath this foot to add a little more to your pigeon and it increases the angle. And if you're in your chair, you lean forward. If you're standing, you bend your left knee more. There we go. Awesome. Breathe. So if you're seated with me, you can reach it forward, but keep this foot strong. And then we can do the other side. So we find our pigeon either standing or seated, bringing it across, keeping that knee, foot strong, and we shift it back, just like we're sitting back onto that bench again. And our hearts are up if we're standing. Or we're on our chair. This is a nice one to do at night. You're watching TV. Oh, that feels good. Okay, release that. Let's make our way down onto the mat. Take a big breath up. And then fold, exhale. Make your way right down onto a seated position. With or without your chair for our forward fold. Couple options for our folds today. Adjustments. Big breath up. So a few modifications. If you've got your chair, it can be your bestie. Forward fold, it could be here. Or your block. Something fun to do with your block is to try to put it in front of your feet. Or just reach as far as we can get it. Maybe it stops here too, and that's no big deal. And then we hold it there. We're going to hold our forward fold today for about 30 seconds. Oh, amazing. Let's walk those hands up. Keep that block if you've got it for your boat pose. You'll be bringing it between your thighs or no block. Oh boy. All right, shifting it back. Lifting up our feet or not. You can keep your feet down. Keep that wideness across the heart and perhaps reaching those fingertips towards your heels. Breathe. So just engaging the core, never forcing. So if we lose the breath, we're not doing yoga anymore. We must be able to breathe. Some modifications today. If you'd like a more sensation, you can lift a foot or two. And one more modification today to reach for the back of one leg or keep the foot down and try it like that instead. Check out your toes, how they're doing. And the other side, or you're just holding your boat. Bring it down. Now our legs are going to go a little bit wider for our wide leg forward fold today. Reaching our chest forward. Could use our blocks here for our forearms or our chair underneath us. No need to touch the floor or anything like that. There's no pot of gold down there. Breathe. Just by turning our toes up towards the ceiling, we can start a bit of a stretch. And we'll walk those hands up. We're doing that same stretch, just over to the sides, staying present in the breath. We'll reach our right hand towards our right foot, but keep our chest open. Then our left arm will go up. And you can keep it there. If you're taking care of your shoulder, tuck it back. And then use gravity to bring your oblique a little bit closer to your thigh. And we can reach for our toe. If it feels okay. You don't have to create that reach. Anchoring our sit bones into the earth. Let's bring it up. Use your obliques to pull you up, and we go to the other side. Choosing to bring our hand up or tuck it back behind us to take care of our shoulder. Breathe. Wonderful. Let's come back up. And now this time reaching forward, but our hands are going to go out towards our thighs. We're reaching forward with our heart. Oh, amazing. Walk it back up. Let's grab a hold of our knees with our hands, help them in. Soles of the feet will come together for our butterfly pose. And that's what we're at our twist on today. If you wanted to, you could always elevate your hips here if it feels like there's too much flexion in your hips. If your hip flexors are tight, then your knees are up here. If you can loosen up those hip flexors, which we will do over time, then they drop down a little bit further. Let's add a twist today. You can just reach for your foot with your left hand or your knee. Looking over our back shoulder and that other hand is back behind us, pushing into the earth to lift up and lengthen our spine. Breathing. Letting gravity gradually soften the tension in our hips. Our chin will come around our chest. We'll lengthen up again and then find that twist on the other side and modify as needed. If your backhand doesn't quite come to the floor, you could put a block under it so that you're able to extend and look back. Bringing it all the way back around will help our knees back in again, taking just the right foot forward. And that left foot, it's not going to come too far in, about our calf position. For half an incline plank, I think we might have done this last week. I should have kept track. So I'm going to give you some modifications. If you don't want to press down onto your wrists, then you're going to roll onto your shoulders. As we press into our left foot, the sole of our right foot goes down towards the mat and we lift up into half an inclined plank. So we want to press this foot and just lift even the tiniest little bit, or you're down on your shoulder blades, maybe doing a bridge pose to stretch your hip flexors. When you're ready, we'll switch the other side. If it's possible, the fingertips point towards our backside, but they don't have to. You can put them out east to west. Lifting up. Stretching our chest, pressing into the sole of both of our feet. Breathe. And let's bring it down. We'll stretch those wrists out again, just like we did in the beginning. You can do butterfly legs or easy seat or legs out. I like to give your thumbs a hug with your hands or fingers, and then we'll stretch. Sitting up tall. And then the other way. Palms face down. We're still holding onto our thumbs and up and down the wrists. I love this one. Feels good. Then we'll open up and up and down. A little bit different. Then they'll face down, open and close. Love it. All right, let's take our right foot forward and our left knee on top of it. You might want to prop it up here. Just gonna loosen up our ankles now. So instead of so just give it a little, try to loosen it up. Now move it with your hand. Don't let your ankle do any of the work. Just move it with your hand. It's called joint churning. We're doing some joint churning today. And then the other way. Your foot might not want to loosen up that way. And we'll do the other side. So if it doesn't feel nice to bring that guy all the way around, you could just have your foot in front of you, turning your joint that way, loosen it up. Still anchoring through our sit bones, still finding that length in our spine. And then the other direction. Amazing job. Okay, let's make our way back onto our backs. Make sure there's not a chair or anything behind you that you're going to fall into. Roll it right back onto our backs, drawing our knees into our chests. Take that amazing rock side to side. Your mat should just feel so amazing at this point in the practice. So let's lift our feet up towards the ceiling. As well, we'll be extending our hands up towards the ceiling. Feeling softness in our faces. Allowing our head and our shoulder blades to sink down into the earth. Keeping our core strong while we breathe deeply. We're here for about a minute. If it doesn't feel nice, we'll be bending our knees and bending our elbows or putting our hands on our belly, or we'll be holding here for about 45 more seconds. That's about 6 breaths. Let's take the soles of the feet down to the earth. We'll bring our hands to our bellies. And notice a few belly breaths this morning. Breathing deep into the base of our lungs, feeling our belly, the lower part of our lungs expanding, breathing in and breathing out. Noticing our rib cage opening up like an umbrella and then closing. Opening our wings now, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Let's walk our feet out a little bit towards the side edges of your mat. So not towards the bottom, but towards the side. And then dropping our knees over to one side. A really gentle twist today. Bringing it back to center with the knees and taking them over to the opposite side. Let's bring our chin back up, bring our knees back up, and bring our left knee into our chest or our belly. We can keep our right foot either on the mat, or you could extend that leg long, whatever works for you to stretch your back out here. And switching sides, finding 10, maybe 15 breaths on the other side, drawing the opposite knee in. Stretching our backs, You can have a long neck, maybe tucking the chin towards the chest if that feels all right for us. Our opposite foot can just rest on the mat. That long straight leg, just let it rest. Focus on the stretch. Amazing. So finally, let's put our feet all the way long down the length of our mat and make our way into our Shavasana. A vigorous practice today. It's a few additions. So if anyone would care for an eye cover, please raise your hand and I'll bring you one. Otherwise, settle in. Your knees could be bent or your legs can be straight, whatever works. Could have bolsters underneath our legs or our backs. Stuck on your mat. Bernie, do you want your chair under your feet? No, you're welcome. Just allowing our bodies this gift. The gift of relaxation, the gift of breath, the gift of healing. Breathing in our mantra today, as we breathe in, feeling safe. I feel safe as I breathe in. Breathing out, I feel secure. Breathing in, safe. Breathing out, secure. Staying here in our Shavasana for a few more moments, settling in. So before we come out of our relaxation, noticing a breath or two more, the real miracle and wonder of a breath. Letting go of any last bits of tension or stress today. Let's wiggle our fingers and our toes. Our wrists should feel really great today. We worked them a lot, brought a lot of awareness. We'll massage the back of our heads down onto the mat as we move our heads side to side. If our knees are bent, we can move our knees side to side. Maybe we'll stretch right from our fingertips to our toes if that feels okay. Big, beautiful breath as we roll over onto one side. Take your time there. Really nice, beautiful, long meditation, Shavasana today. Making our way up to an easy seated position. Breathing in again, feeling safe. Inhaling safe, exhaling secure. A few more breaths just like that. We'll bring our hands towards our heart center and namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for practicing with me today. It was lovely. It was a good one. And enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Yeah, that was a good one, girls. Bye, ladies.